Hello there. 3v3 here on the Sullust map. And getting the teams, we got Soup here in the teal. Nope, he's not on this team. This makes it easier to see them. Soup here in the teal with the black sun, and my mouse is absolutely lost. We got Hero here in the yellow with the Rebel Alliance, and lastly on this team we got Hunter here in the green playing the Geonosians. I turn my volume down because I can't hear a damn thing. I can't hear myself. And on the other side of things we got Barappa here in the grey playing the Resistance. The Pocket on this team is going to be Granula here in the red playing the Zan Consortium, and then we got Russian Blunt here in the blue playing the Imperial Remnant, luring a dewback, bringing it home here for the food. Love that dewback bacon. 2, 3, 4 dewbacks, quite a few AOPs too. Eating well here on Sullust. And some food stockpile to fall back on. And what's in the nursery today? Just one. Oh, I see. He is on the wing though, so it's. I don't like it. I don't like it with all the food that there is, but I guess people just like make Mountie good. But yeah, it don't feel good to me. One bantha in the nursery. And similar to the map, it's got like lava that spawns in it and denies some of the areas. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad here can't speak for a 3-3. Still can't nail that sentence properly. Not massive. I don't know if they've been toned down because I do remember some of these maps, like the 1v1s, they were huge, denying too much space, particularly in like the starting spawns was a problem. Because it's okay to deny a little bit, but in general don't want to deny too much, or it just makes people not want to play the maps. Because when they're playing it, they're like, well, wow, there's nowhere for me to place this command center, or I've got no room to place my buildings, and fun should matter, and the ability to play the game should matter as well, just over the aesthetics. And little bits of hills and stuff as we go around, and some vapids that will be annoying when you try to forward, or if you've got Fluffy in the game with a medic, he'll pick them all up and drag them to you. And Geo's in the wing. Yeah, they should be pretty good for Mounties if they were going for that, but he's not dumped his Bantha into the nursery, unlike Russian Blunt down here. I think is Russian the only one? The only guy? The only vegan here? Well, vegan when it comes to Banthas. Straight into those dewbacks for sure. And this one, look, nearly getting his blood over here. Needs to watch. I swear dewbacks got killed more of my workers than other beasts. Just because I always think they've got less health than they do. Like I always feel like it's going to die right now. But it doesn't. And then it like, gets that extra auto-ing in on your worker. Sometimes an extra 2 autos. That's when it really gets the worker kills. Because you don't think you need to... there we go, troop center. So he goes straight for it. Did get the carbon though. A lot of his workers still actually hanging about on the straggler trees here, finishing that off before he sends them over here. Prioritizing his carbon income. An expert at his craft now. Of the 1 to 2 unpowered Mounties being sent here to Soup. Parappa getting troop center early here. Where's the carbon? What's he doing? He doesn't have carbon. Has he like just realised he doesn't have a nursery? I'm confused about this priority system. Troop center before carbon processor, but without nursery. Strange. This is going to be a strange game, is it? I think we come to Hero's base and things just look normal. Thank you, Hero, for being normal. Same with Granula here, luring these EOPs around. Let's food processor down. Trying to get this one away from the carbon rocks. It's super not like it's having none of it. Doesn't want to go with him. Stranger danger. His hands full with that EOP for sure. A lot of workers sent on a carbon here for Parappa. This T1 seems a little bit disorganized right now. Workers being distributed around to different spots. TC before everything else. He will need it for the building rule, but I don't know if he needed it before the carbon. If he doesn't tend to rush, that is. Power core going down here, and troop center for Hunter here. And Hunter halfway across. Parappa is halfway across, didn't notice that. He's on par then. Hero, Cornelia. Everyone's, yeah, it looks very similar for everyone here for T2 except Russian and Soup. Kind of forgot about Russian, didn't we? What's he up to? Mighty comes in onto the power core, so it's kind of annoying, just gonna have to repair it. But it's like it can't be repaired while it's being built. So we sort of finished there with like half its hit points. He accidentally repaired his own worker there rather than the power core and then pulled more workers out of panic. Don't see scout for Russia, maybe he lost it. But getting on that power core still and just hitting it, because there's nothing there from Soup to hit back at him. We built up 2 trooper recruits now, going to pop them out, and that should be more than enough to deal with this. Especially with Russians still hitting the power core here. Unfortunately for Soup, it was just out of range of the command center. These guys should be T2, right? So, got some troops heading across here, some troopers without range yet. They're going to have to kite this with a pad though. It's laying the smackdown upon me with furious anger. He does clear that up, but by the time he gets to Hunter's base here, not really any opportunity for damage. Hunter's already got a turret as well. Double troop center here for Mr. Blunt. And Soup trying to counter-attack with some scouts leading the charge with these really slow trooper recruits. And Soup on his way, not really, 100, where'd all that food come from? Maybe cancelled some workers. Maybe he's ready. Or he would be. Oh, I don't know what's happening with his food. Oh, he is T2. Wait, I'm not Soup. This isn't Soup. Is this Soup? Is he T2? I don't know anymore. Oh, he is T2. Alright. Russian in the world of pain then. Off he goes across, trying to wall everything out desperately. And we've got Parappa coming in here with the troopers, but just going to be taking a... Luckily get 1-1 from that, because he had the command center of the turret hitting him, and the arc of the troopers as well, hitting on the side of his control group of troopers. So 1-for-1's a good trade there, he gets away, doesn't overcommit and lose those. And Soup looking for an angle here, these guys troopers now. And they can absolutely hit all these workers on the Nova. They're going to have to pull away. One goes down, second going to go down. I'll have to find something else to do here. How did that scout get in? Did it go round? Must have went round. That's all Soup needs to do is go round. He's... Oh, not too sure, he's just going to sit here I guess. But yeah, it's very open from this side. And Russian probably going to have to stall until Granuli can come and help him. Granuli just hitting T3 now, dropping an airbase. Here on the other hand got his double airbase already, so he is ahead in that regard. And Parappa and Hunter not really finding any damage, it would seem. Oh, well maybe not. Hunter actually behind him, so their armies did pass each other for the most part, but what would have made the armies even was a little detachment of troops there for Parappa, and Hunter picks those up for free. Parappa a good line here. Oh, this almost looks like a Nixu base with these farms going in a very long line. This looks really open here actually, if he gets through into this sort of cranny. It's curtains here for Parappa. Gonna definitely need to make sure he doesn't get in there. If he doesn't though, it's a lot of nice land up against the edge of the map. Does have his troops here in position, so I don't think Hunter will find an angle anymore. That spaceport going to deny a lot. And Russian looks like he's gone off to T2 and got some troops out and pushed Soup away from his base here. So he did weather that storm, and Soup never really called his bluff and went round the wall. These guys are going to trade their troopers here, but there is Granuli out on the map now with fighters. And Hero got 3 or so in the middle here together. And Granuli rallying off his new fighters to Hunter here on their sword, just passing through. Nobody on patrol there. I think Granuli should be the happiest about that. Needs to watch and like regroup these, because these guys are coming across to Parappa here, so it's going to be 3 fighters here attacking his food processor. And Granuli does have like fighters in the neighborhood here, but they're split up. It'd be very easy for Hero to just micro on and pick up, as long as he pays attention here. And this one, only one of them at half health here, and he shoots the wrong one. So he gets to clear up those 3 fighters for Granuli. Granuli rallying them in again, 1, 2, but then there's 4 here for Hero. And Hero should feel emboldened to just rally everything across here now, because he knows where he stands relative to Granuli's count of fighters. But taking some really bad trades there with Parappa's anti-air troopers, and that's kind of even the playing field for Granuli now. You see Blunt trying to get across here into Soup's base, finds him almost finished this wall. Oh no, missed you back. Bad times. And he's going to get right in here. There's only a handful of troopers. It looks like he's been building a lot of anti-air troopers, worried about Granuli coming and ruining his life. But unfortunately, Russian's going to be able to put a lot of pressure on him here, and Granuli and Hero are pretty much like tunneled on this side at the moment. Although saying that, it looks like after that reset of the fighters here, Hero is now actually going to come across to this side and help out Soup here with these troopers. Maybe he can follow up on that and put some pressure onto Russian here, because Russian doesn't look like he's really got much anti-air. 2. He's at least building some. That's more than I've seen out of him in the past. Remember once he told me I forgot they existed. I was not amused. This is Pocket. And I'm going to clean those troopers up for free here. And exactly as we thought, going to fly directly to Russian Blunt's base now and look for some damage there. Granuli, on the other hand, got his fighters moving across the left-hand side, heading towards Hunter's base here, who does have a lot of anti-air troopers built up, ready to defend the motherland here. Defend the dirt farms. And Hero does hit the base here, and gonna hit that Nova. That Nova always being the spot where Russian gets punished first here. And unfortunately, because of the walling of his base, his anti-air troopers have to go an absolute journey to get around here. Gets that 1-2-1 shot away, 5 health on that fighter, but Hero pulling away. He's had some bad times with anti-air troopers today. Doesn't want to lose these guys. And Granuli looks like he did go in for a little bit, see all the anti-air troopers sort of nope out of there, and now he's putting the pressure onto Hero. And they're going to clash here. Those 2 fighters get picked up for free here for Granuli. And he's going to start putting the pressure onto Hero, and a lot of his fighters are down near Russian Blunt's base. Those 2 were some of his freshly made ones out of his air bases, and a lot of these workers are going to get picked off here at the food stockpile. And this isn't great. He's only got 2 fighters at hand to defend. He doesn't have any anti-air turrets to defend his base, and that one of them just gets absolutely volleyed there. So now it's still 5v1. Someone pinging that he's got fighters or something, I don't know, because it's looking bad for him. These guys are just sitting here idle. He could at least be pulling them home, because this is looking like a disaster for him. Soup does hit T3. Trying to get a fortress up here to defend this area and give some sort of anti-air coverage, but this is really going to start ramping up, like how much he's being denied mining time, losing workers, which means he's not gaining workers, and Granuli, meanwhile, at home will just be getting lots and lots of workers, building up farms, and you know, he could take a lead getting off to T4. And another bad trade there, that guy just flying in on his own. Is finally pulling back the fighters here to defend himself, but again, the fortress at least will keep the Nova going. Granuli's gotten a lot of damage here, which should take a lot of wind out of the sails here for Hero, being Rebel Alliance, being a Civ that could really have a really good game from Pocket here, going straight up to T4 and getting that T4 air out and transitioning into like attackers or interceptors and mounties and stuff. They're a great pocket Civ here for 3v3. But Granuli getting that damage in with Zan Consortium means he could maybe get himself up to T4 on par, or even earlier, depending on how long it takes Hero to recover from that. That means he can keep his teammates alive a lot easier from the air. and maybe, you know, phase hero out of ever having any ability in T4 to harm his teammates or Granuli himself. Just because he maybe gets set up to do those T4 strike mechs. Get them across the map and bully Hero. I see, moving the fighters again. It looks like Hero wants to counterattack. Maybe feels the pressure that he needs to get some damage here, but really was moving towards Hunter, but pulling back now. Maybe gonna pull these back. I don't know. He's just on patrol, searching for things. Does have a group of fighters over here actually. He's split off. Sent to Soup here, looking for some damage. Looks like he's split them both up, so it's actually going to work out for Hero right now if he finds some damage, but there's a turret that's actually covering everything, so maybe not. There are some angles. But Granuli's just split his air into these two control groups to hit both of the wings right now. They're pretty well equipped though to deal with it, on the most part. Just Soup had to like rage build this anti-air turret on his Nova because it's a bit exposed. This is the area of the base that's not got anti-air coverage. You can maybe find some damage. I don't know if Granuli's actually still making fighters. He's not. Just made another turret here. So this part of his base is actually going to get sectioned down. So this is going to be really good for Hero, get him back into the game here and get these guys on maybe a level playing field now. Which is exactly what Rebels should want. And that group from here went up and harassed a little bit, but it's going to get cleaned up by the fighters at home. We'll have a see where we stand on that. It's a very low worker count all around for everyone. So we're about 30 minutes, which is usually, on average, the whole sort of T4 time. Though there wasn't much nerfs in this map, so we could maybe add a few minutes to that. But all around, though, everyone's looking a bit lower. And it can be like that in a 3v3. Oh, these two fighters that have been built up are going to get them all for free. That was bad from Hero there. Giving that pressure away from Granuli's base. But yeah, 3v3 is a bit more volatile because they had a bit longer to rush each other. It's just a lot more room. You know, there's only one pocket and there's not always guaranteed pocket help, you know, like right now. Or when the air hits you, when your wing hits you, etc. You kind of got to play around that whole attention span and how difficult it is to keep two people alive. And Hunter here has got a good wall for that sake of keeping himself alive here. Parappa's push of mechs and fighters here. Roundiverse trying to pick him apart, but a lot of anti-air here, a lot of strike mechs. I don't think this really phases him too much when he's on the defensive here because he's got the troopers at home ready and mobilised. And lacing in his own mech destroyers now, and Parappa's air going to get absolutely picked off here by Heroes, and Hero shouldn't be worried too much about that really because Granuli wasn't too keen on building any more fighters, but it does keep him further and further away from T4ing. His food's sort of up to that point. He's got those rebel farms which should be really strong. Sort of hovering 1,000 or so. Could afford his well, he doesn't need it actually because he's built the fortress, right? Doesn't need his research center. So kind of just needs to get that Nova up and then he could get himself teched up to T4. Granuli on the other hand, he's getting there. They do seem pretty even all around really. Granuli coming over to support this push on Parappa. He's dropping a power core, so I'm going to put down a heavy weapons factory here and start lighting up this wall with some heavy artillery, well, not heavy artillery, but artillery from the heavy weapons factory, and that's where the heavy came from there. And cheeky Night Sister warrior rush here. That's an interesting one from Soup. That might catch the blunt off guard here. He's got a couple of strike mechs, but an MD, but this is not really enough to deal with this. And he can convert the workers, and that's pretty much guaranteed damage. You can make them bash down the turret if he wants, or run them home. And all he needs to do is just select one of these each and put them on the different ones. There he goes. And then it's so hard to micro, right? And kind of just going to clean them all up. All the mechs are going to go down here. And you know, what does Russian do here? I guess the best thing that you could be doing as soon as this happened was pumping out some troopers. keeping his mechs together and keeping them away, maybe building them up a little bit more and running some of these workers away. But unfortunately he's losing everything, loses his anti-air, and relying on Granuli's air to clean these up, and it doesn't do a lot of damage, as you can see. It's going down in like increments of 1 basically. That's how little damage they take from the fighters. Power core is at least sort of walled, but you could get at it. It's just a light wall that's blocking that part, and is using the workers to bash down the turret. Grenadi's going to refocus there though and save it just barely. More workers getting converted. Each one that gets converted, that's a guaranteed kill. And Hero on the way to T4 while this is going on. That turret's going down. Worker damage strong. And these guys might head over to Granuli now. He's actually managed to slam down a fortress and pump out a bounty hunter for him here. But he could just go straight onto it. He's got a lot to chase it with. Very hard to kite four of these Night Sister warriors. And 2 bounty hunters now, that's probably the end of all this, but Russian definitely hurting after that. There's a lot to lose, and it's a lot of time not building workers, and he needed that 3rd command center as well. And Soup, meanwhile at home, is not really taking that much damage, and he's looking good, so maybe the follow-up after this could be the end of Russian here. Really going to forward on this side, maybe he senses that. Parappa's got a lot of pressure here now. It's him and Hunter fight over this wall. Artillery popping out now. A little bit awkward for Hunter here at this angle, because it's not really a good spot so much for his shield generator. Maybe if he deleted that farm and placed it there. Let's get his own heavy weapons factory out. Looks like an artillery war between the two. They're both pretty solid for that. I think Geo's maybe got the better tax for it, but quite close. I think they've both got range, so should be a reasonable battle. Hero is T4. Granuli, on the other hand, almost T4. And you can see the strike max popping out now. Is this more? God damn. Soup's really keeping the pressure up, but if he gets a power core here, that's huge. Gonna convert the workers too, that's even bigger, right? Because you'll have to send more down. Just needs to get that power core as well. A lot of strike mechs popping up here, but this is going to take a lot of the momentum away from Granuli, which is going to allow Hero to get out on the map with these fighters and do a lot of damage. It survived with 12 health. 12. Not 11. 12. 12 HP here. The strongest power core. God keeps giving it its hardest battles. It perseveres. In come the fighters here. No shields just yet. Oh, there it is. Comes right in. Good timing. Can go around here, hit these workers on the Nova, start killing workers, and it's gonna be difficult. He's not just a little bit behind where he wants to be with his strike mechs. And we probably want them out on this side of the map. But they kind of got a good wall going here, almost a team wall. It's not quite finished though. What was this about? It's like he's trying to paint an X. And no advanced turrets or anything yet. No batteries, so these fighters are... There we go, advanced turrets does come in midway during this air raid, so I'll have to slow down on how many workers he can kill, but there's a lot stacked up here and he's good room to mostly micro, and these guys in the ore are just an absolute gift, right? I mean, they'll die way quicker than he loses a lot of those fighters. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. It's on Granuli now to get some upgrades into these and fling them across and find some way into the bases here to keep his team in the game. There's Hunter Parappa still fighting over here. This new fortress though in a really good position. Contributing quite a lot of damage during these fights, and I don't, did that get killed there or did he cancel it? Can't tell. Either way, there's no really good spot for the shield generator there. He kind of just needs to sack this and shield here and move these workers away. Yeah, that's the best spot. And strike's still building up here. Some air coming across, some fighters. Try and clean this up. Take the pressure off Barappa here. He's lost quite a few workers to that. And he does get them all, yeah. Hero at home. Built some interceptors, some fighters. Eco still looks a bit sparse. Just on 3 CCs. Probably needs another 1 or 2 here. Grab up a bit more land. And just get up to that 150 total and transition into something else. Oh, there's more over here though. That's a lot more than we thought. That's good. Get the speeders too. Oh, it looks like they've absolutely broken here. Hunter, what good tech switch. Just missed that. And that's a really nice unit to be building as Geos too. It's going to scale really well. And then, oof, the pressure as well. Parappa is going to have the wind knocked out of his sails for sure here. Gonna lose all this forward basically. Still T3 though, both of them. So no cannons in play. Looks like he sort of body blocked his power core for a little bit there. There's some pummels going to be made on these heavy weapons factories quite close. Parappa does hit T4 though. But I don't know if he can actually keep a cannon alive to knock any of this down. And there's more pummels coming out here, so should be getting this. Looks like he's not managing to friendly fire his pummels. Never know what the rules are about that. With that artillery. And more pressure here. Looks like Granuli is building some turrets to try and keep the workers alive here. Even got homing, it seems. I'm not sure who's worst off here. Granuli is getting on top of Soup now with all these heavy strike mechs though. Or these strike mechs, not heavy yet. He kind of needs. Where are those speeders? If he brought them. Oh my god, the Gren shots I just caught there. Gren on Gren action. It's not going good for Gren. Gren too dominant here against Gren. That's a lot. That's pretty bad. I think they're struggling, this team now, because the air is just really impactful. And Hunter, if he pushes, this army is going to do a lot of damage. Because it's such a good coverage of units, right? The Mech Destroyers and the Mounties are so nippy and strong here. Hard to get like a lot of strike mechs out after that. Barappa's just had his eco sort of ravaged as well. And Soup's push pretty much was shut down for a little bit there by those strike mechs. And Russian's been trying to catch up. He's up to quite a few command centers, but a few troopers, but he's going to rely on walls. Walls are definitely going to be his best friend right now. He needs a lot more time to get his eco back up to scratch. He's half the score of Soup after everything that's gone on. That's like a big differential for this team. Pressuring down on this flank. And Granuli just... I feel like Granuli's playing to keep him alive on this side, but he's not able to do any counter-attacking or raiding and stuff, and it's going to be so hard for Zan as well, really, going into T4 when you've got, like, speeders. Because speeders just destroy strike mechs. I think Granuli's saying sorry to Parappa here that you can't really help him on his side, but it's a sad, yeah. You gotta pick your battles, and if 3v3 is a pocket. Really trying to get a more centralized position. He does send these strike mechs for better or worse. There's a couple of speeders at home, but he could get some worker kills. Certainly needs to do something to ease up the pressures, but Hero is just sitting here with his big fleet of air, and so hard for Granuli to cancel that out. He's going to pull it back for these though. Don't think he needed to. He's got speeders at home. I think these are just better out on the map, being annoying. Built so many turrets for his teammates. But it looks like Soup's getting through that wall now. A lot of troopers built up here. Not quite at +4 damage, but +2, pretty good. Some Grens here as well, some heavy artillery coming in. And Soup about to pop off. A lot of workers have gone down here. Probably a surprising amount for how many speeders he actually had at hand at the time. And running across now to Hunter, who is planning his invasion of Parappa here. He's got a lot of mechs here behind this fortress. And we're still T3 for Hunter here. He's trapped. He's on his way now. Eco looks a little bit out of sorts. Look at his farmlands disrupted earlier. Looks like he's trying to build a lot more farms to sort that out. He's going to need them if he wants to build those mounties and stuff. Got some big techs to get as well, like Geonosian Diligence, a lot of food. But it's so good for the eco. And Trooper's not going to do great here against the heavy strike mechs now with that +9 damage out. And they could light up these artillery as well with all that extra flat damage, because they've got such a good rate of fire. And Hunter getting into position here. Running some of the Mounties in, getting a power core here, getting behind the army, because the army pretty much all have been sent to the front line. And he can get some good damage here, shuts down those air bases. Parappa coming out with a sortie here to try and shut this down before he gets this fortress up and running. Again, really good trades, good volleys here. The Mounties were definitely needed in this fight, but Hunter's got a bit of a cheat code here. If he can summon Hero with his speeders, there's not really any anti-air merit, but Hero being a little bit timid about this. Honestly, he could just be sitting here killing everything, and that's probably GG. Rallying on Soup here. He's sort of just 1v1ing Grenilla, because I would say that Russian is still, well, he's throwing some things there. I don't know if that's good for him. His eco still really needs a lot of work. Does hit T4 now though, not before Hunter. And that fortress does go up, so cannons should be popping out there. A lot of strike mechs being added to this too. I don't really feel like Hunter's replacing his units though. He's still got food problems. There's so much carbon built up. So it gets this fortress up though. Gets the troopers in it for all those extra beams. Look at them absolutely destroying these walls. Good targeting. Aren't these in range? There you go. There's a click there. And Grenilla getting some units here on this side too. Oh, I feel like Hero might be dropping the ball here. He's got some Mounties building up on this side. I think he just needs to be smashing all these. Take advantage of the fact that they can't even afford anti-air at the moment, because that's probably what it is, right? It costs a lot of text to get the A-mobiles being like super relevant and good, and just pulling away from a fortress and like 4 anti-air T3 A-mobiles here. Mounties running into. It's like Hunter's trying to show him the way. He runs away again! Just kill it all! Poor Soup's going to end up getting pushed back here or something. As these Mounties can get into play. But how can they? You can't really go Mountie against Zan. It's just not a good time. It's got to be Grens and repeaters here. Or just pure air. Mass attackers. In he comes. Going to take the trade now. A lot of speeders here. Maybe he's been waiting to build up more and more speeders. And look at the damage output. He runs away again. It's so close to killing everything. It's this new advanced anti-air turret that they've just got installed. Didn't want to make a joke about that being funded by the American taxpayer or something. But yes, many dead mechs. The Mounties are here, but what can they do? A lot of artillery here. It's a good opportunity for Mounties, but I don't know who who can do it. Russian taking advantage of the lack of attention going on. Probably a bad fortress and shield to make, because you can't really touch these cannons, and Russian going to punish him for it. Killing off that shield generator, going to kill off that fortress for sure. He's got some strike mechs here, and not a lot of mounties here from Hero. Here coming in again, taking down the cannons, but they did lose the fortress, and Parappa's, macro's on point here. He's just pumping out the cheap mechs for resistance. Taking advantage of Hunter here, who really did struggle to get his mech supply back online. Again, he's gone through his bank here. He's up to 140 workers. Is there anything missing here? Dove T4. Dove Diligence. Does have motivators, right? Don't know, maybe it needs a bit of time. It's gonna be hard to make the two things at the same time. You need a lot of farms. Because there's a big food demand from getting those mounties, but they are going to be super worth it. A lot of upgrades to pick up for them as well. Same with the mechs, everything costs a lot of food. You need a lot of farms. You think about all those mech HP ones and stuff. It's a lot of food. The mountie stuff, a lot of food. Mounties themselves, a lot of food. 100 flat food per mech destroyer as well. They're kind of holding here. And they're pushing back over here. Soup's burning out a bit. Really struggling playing, mostly Trooper into Zan. They're getting trade set up. It's like the big strength of well, it was the strength of the Confederacy. It might not really be the Geos anymore. I don't know. Yeah, not really, right? It's kind of a Confederacy thing. Confuses your brain, But still, going to be needed. Pump out all those mounties and artillery. And I think all these mechs are going to need some ACs or something too. They have the air superiority on this side, so ACs would be a good unit to lean into to hold out. But right now, I don't really see a win condition for Hero's team. I think they just need to stall for quite a bit of time. And perhaps, yeah, he's going to have some good tools and resistance here for dealing with these two. Can make interceptors and then his cheapo max. Is throwing these away though, which is a huge gift to these guys who needed this for sure. And he's running into the forward there in the middle. And Soup is pushing him back here. A lot of heavy mech destroyers there. It's hard to follow where they stand in this. A lot of fighting. This is huge taking out that power core though. You can run into the eco. Everyone's been learning from Arnie's mountie antics. And leapfrogging those AA turrets. They don't do well against artillery though. This is going to be a big thing for Hunter to lean into here. These units do not do great, and these guys get less armor too. You'll lighten up the eco here. Harassing as much as he can. Trying to whittle them down and... Come on. Give me those grand shots. Or some artillery shots, to be honest. They're really stacking up there. This guy, stop blocking him. Do it. Do it. Ugh. denied by the artillery, took them all away slowly. And Hero and Hunter, they're sitting here, they got a lot. Hunter's got a lot of potential flanking zippy boys here. 181 health, that fortress in the way though. Gotta remember these interceptors, they do not look down. As much as they give you that scary fighter energy here when you've got a control group of Mounties. There's not a lot of this forward, this is pretty ambitious really. Hunter just needs to move everything up. Hero needs to just patrol in maybe as well. Nah, he's not even needed actually. There's a lot of interceptors, double turret. I think Hunter's got this on his own. The other side of things, Soup's still valiantly fighting back here. Russian getting into the fray now though. He's getting his traders going as well, those little lambda looking shuttle guys. Delivering the Novas. In come the Mounties here. Where are your units, son? What happened to all those mech destroyers? Oh, there they are. Where did they go? Did they live in like a vortex from the mothership in StarCraft or something? I couldn't see them. Am I blind? You can see how long it's taken to kill off these Mounties, right? These units could just be a little bit more further forward. Like these guys should be killing this mech destroyer. There's the cannon. Just move everything up. Mounties are dying off now, but I don't feel he's cleared everything as quickly as he could have. Because that shield generator, you don't need to go in with it here. It's fine. Don't risk your lives. This is almost an insurmountable task for Soup here. Well, these might be okay. Although, no, they're actually kind of weak. I was using them the other day. They don't feel as tanky. Just gotta hope for tons and tons of good grenade shots. Could end up with fighting two groups of heavy strike mech. Where's the masters? The Night Sister, Night Mothers. That's what we need. Get them on some special missions on the trade. That could be really huge for Soup's Black Sun. Him and Russian are the only real civs of that caliber. Rebels are sort of Jedi light. I'm starting to overrun this. The attackers are a good switch potentially. If you can get enough of them out. Although, then again, this is Geo's, right? He's already got 12 range. He gets that Hellfire rockets as well. So maybe not. They're like be the one civ that can absolutely smash them out of the sky with the mobiles for sure. Hellfire rockets or something, that's it. Soup still getting those grand shots in and out here. Never really committing enough. I'm surprised that Hero getting in here with the Mounties against the tons of heavy strike mechs. Look at that power core, it'll be super annoying against this one. The 12 HP legend. It's now got 300 shields. Down the fort goes. Shield gen going down. And I think what I was going to say is Hunter is kind of, you know, not so sleepy anymore, right? He's got everything online and he should be really solid late game. Geos are such a good civ late game too. He's got really good tools here against resistance, so I think he should be quite good enough to walk this side now on his own. Parappa's kind of on the ropes here. Russian is still not quite there yet, and it's hard for him for sure. He's making strike mechs to sort of help him out. I think he would have been better to just like greed and get his trade going and then maybe pop out like Jedi or Sith Masters. Something like that. Got an AC here, just hanging about. This is like the biggest group of hover handing here I've ever seen. They just hang about. It's like they heard me, and then they're now looking for something to do. Emotional support Air Force. Done their task though, because Hunter's pumping on this side now quite heavily. And yeah, I think Granuli, Parappa and Russian are really on the ropes now. Where's Granuli? Zico. Doesn't really have much carbon at hand. Hot food. 200 pop, but you know, he's not popped. He's not max popped. He lost this production. Look how much is queued up here, this one. Needs a new power core. That was ages ago that went down as well. I think Soup's done a really good job this game. Because there was that moment where he sort of burned out a bit and he could have just folded. And he did not. The trade really ramping up here. Russian saying it's over, they don't have a wind condition. Really agrees. And they're chatting about calling it, and GG, Parappa, he's not just going to agree, he's just GG. And they're going to GG here. Got a bit too much for them there. And yeah, I kind of agree in that assessment. It's a pretty close game most of the game. I think it was a bit harder for Granuli's side though. I like the pocket matchup, I think does matter quite a bit with everything that went down. But yeah, GG, well played to both teams there. If you like the content, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to get involved in these games that we play them on Voobly.com, which is like the old MSN gaming zone. You can find our GBG Discord in the description field down below. There's a server invite for that and the Expanding Fronts mod. It's just where people get together, talk about the games, and make sure that enough people are on, because these are old games and they're quite dead, so you kind of want to pre-arrange half the time to make sure you get a game. If you want to support the channel another way, maybe buy me a coffee. It's a PayPal link in the description field. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.